Welcome to Bellevue, home of the Wakefield Wildcats. Behind me, having a real laugh even before the start of the 2009 Engage Super League. Hello from me, George Riley. I've spent many an evening freezing my bits off in the commentary box in the main stand just behind us. We're here today to meet the side ahead of the forthcoming campaign. 100 to 1 with the RFL's official bookmakers William Hill to win the Engage Super League in 2009. That may or may not happen, but there's a lot of belief here, and it's been instilled by John Keir. We'll meet John, the coach and the players ahead of the 2009 Engage Super League.
Cold. that's the number one word, but exciting. It's good to have a new challenge. Not just a challenge for myself, but a challenge for my wife and kids. They're the ones that if they're happy off the field, then I can concentrate on what I'm doing. So they're enjoying the weather, they're enjoying they're putting on a woolly hat and jacket and getting new clothes because we obviously had to buy a new wardrobe. And so it's a challenge for them, it's a challenge for me, and we're enjoying it.
And when the chance came up for you to come and play Super League, what was it that made you think, yeah, actually, this stage of my career, I quite fancy that?
The style of football.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's a forward-orientated game, especially with the props. You get a lot of ball, really confrontational because the boys here are pretty big, They're definitely big and very mobile, so a lot of confrontation. I'm a basic sort of prop, I just like to just run hard and try to hit hard, and that suits, my style. Props get a lot of ball here. In Australia, I was doing a lot of off-the-ball work, which is still, a team-based, 1%er that everyone has to do, but, realistically, everyone wants to get the ball as much as they can.
Well, I always look forward to coming to the Wakefield Wildcats. I get to catch up with one of my favourite members of the Super League coaching staff. He's not here, I'm afraid, so let's have a word with John Keir instead.
How are you?
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well.
How are you health-wise, first of all?
Very good indeed. Yeah, I did. I had a hip operation, and I can now do a bit of hip hop. So I'm pretty good. I can drive now, and mobility's coming back pain-free. So I'm looking forward once again to getting out on the training field in amongst the lads. So I'm very, very happy indeed with where I'm at the minute.
And speaking of in amongst the lads, they were having a right laugh outside. I don't think you've got a problem with team morale this season.
No. That's the thing we've got with stability. I mean, when you've got stability, you know each other. We worked with each other all last year. We've only recruited 2 new members of the playing staff, so we know each other pretty well. We know the systems and structures, and we know what sort of get each other going. So I'm certain that we'll have a pretty good year, and the 2 players we've had is a good, solid, working prop forwards, who I think will certainly add a bit to the team dynamic.
Was that the kind of thing you set out to do, only bring in a couple of players? Because especially given injuries, I mean, some people might say, well, you're looking a bit thin, John. Well,
yeah, they can say that, and you might well accept that, but we wanted players of a certain ilk, a certain character, a certain ability. We've got that in Steve Snitch and James Stozic, and rather than just bring people in for the sake of it, we've brought them in for specific identified reasons, and if other players did come on the market that we felt would add to the group, we'd certainly go after them as well, but at the minute we're very, very happy with what we've got.
Yeah, I had an operation Christmas Eve on my shoulder, so I'm set to miss the first 4 or 5 games. So hopefully I can get back on the 5th game. It'd be nice.
How is that? Because the boys already today looking forward to the season. It must be quite frustrating for you.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much the worst time I've had in rugby, off the pitch for like 12 weeks. Yeah, it's not the best for me, but I'm keeping positive, doing my rehab, and hopefully I'm 2 weeks early as I am, so hopefully I can just miss 2 or 3, but ideally 4 or 5 games, I reckon. So
yeah, I can sense already you're chomping at the bit, and I suppose it makes it sort of emphasise that you've gone from an ultimate high in your experience at the World Cup to what you've just said is an ultimate low, so that means kind of like post-holiday blues, I suppose, in a way, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and especially on Christmas Eve when I've got a little lad running around, I've got one arm, but yeah, as it goes from Australia, we had a good time over there, and Scotland got the first win, but I'm back at Wakefield now, and I'm raring to go, but it's 8 weeks away yet.
Did you learn a lot? I mean, are you still learning a lot as a player? Did that experience at the World Cup teach you something, but perhaps you didn't know in your game yet?
Yeah, any training session or any game, you're trying to learn and trying to improve, and I like to watch a lot of rugby and learn off other people, you know, see what they do and see what, you know, they do best, and you know, that's what I do really. You know, I learned a bit World Cup, you know, what to do, what not to do, and hopefully I can bring that into the season this year.
Yeah, definitely. It's very frustrating, done all the pre-season, all the hard work, running up the hills on a Saturday morning and be physically sick as all for nothing. If worse comes to worse, I see a specialist on Friday. Physio, pretty much sure that it dislocated and went back in the game, and a bit of nerve damage. So best scenario for me would be it's just a bit of a stretch on the labrum and be out, maybe let it rest and heal for 5 weeks. The worst scenario is there's a tear 12 weeks after the operation. So not good for me and not good for the team because we've got quite a few injuries out already. So.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed on that. And it was in the pre-season game with Saints. Who was it who got you?
Oh, it was me trying to get Bryn Hargreaves. I was trying to put a shot on, we call it, on Bryn Hargreaves, and it's not a good idea when you're trying to tackle somebody like that who's twice the size and weight of you, and then I come off worse, obviously. But yeah, it's nature of the beast, part of the game. We play a physical sport, so you're bound to get injuries, and throughout my career I've done pretty well with injuries. But it's just a shoulder, it's one of your main parts you need for rugby, so I'm not going to risk it. It's a special stage you can play on with it. I'll probably just get it over and done with, and get the op done then and come back ready round to go a few months into the season, which will be good for the team because it'll be like signing a new player as well. Yeah. And obviously I'm going to have time to think about my goals and what I want out of the season, so I'm just going to be more keen.
So that just about does it from Bellevue. The Wakefield players clearly keen for the season to start tomorrow. It doesn't. It starts with a visit to the JJB Stadium to play the Wigan Warriors 3 o'clock Sunday, February the 8th.